Okay, so I've kind of made a commitment to do more of these, and today I want to talk a little bit about an article I read recently in Psychology Today magazine, actually, and it's online. You can actually find it on my um, Inner Wellness Therapeutic Services Facebook page. But the article talks about how specifically only 17% of the people in a study of 1,000 people managed to go 35 years. It was a longitudinal study. Managed to go 35 years without any psychiatric diagnosis, and I thought that was pretty astounding. And I mentioned in the last video I did about you not being you that I wanted to talk more about mental health and mental illness and how common it is rather than uncommon, which seems to be the general um, motif that mental illness is rare. And actually, there was a really good quote in the article. I want to read it um, directly from his article. It says, there is a good argument to be made that a more inclusive perspective of mental illness that actually acknowledges how many of us may struggle from time to time is far less stigmatizing than a view which restricts psychopathology to an isolated few, while the rest of us do all we can to convince others that there's nothing to see here. I just thought that was a really excellent quote, and let me get his name just so I'm quoting him correctly. It's Dr. David Rettew, Rettew. Um, and then he talks about how at the end he went to a conference and he saw a lot of people wearing glasses. Like, I need glasses to read, and he said how glad he was that someone hadn't just convinced them that they didn't need an intervention, that they could have just squint and they're just fine. Uh, Obviously, comparing that to mental illness and how people, uh, when there is some sort of mental health issue, tend to tell people, oh, it's not that bad, and you'll get through it, or you can just get over it, or there's nothing really that wrong with you. Um, I thought that was of particular interest. And the top three, according to that article, the top three diagnoses that of the 83% that got a psychiatric diagnosis uh, were depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. And I think that's an important distinction. That these these disorders aren't as uncommon as perhaps we think they are. I'm not going to get into my own personal stuff right now. That'll be coming, I promise. But as part of that, I kind of wanted to talk about that article and maybe the next video. I want to make them shorter, so I don't want to go into too much at one time. All right, so thanks for watching if you did.